Floridian Rollo. I'm your host, Floridian Rollo, and I'm coming at you with another live stream. What's up, people? What's up? What's up? What's up? So, upon research, Travis Hunter has a podcast, and pretty much the podcast is growing. So, he's not officially off of social media. He has certain people he has on his show. They talk about football for the most part and somewhat the relation. And so, in one of the videos, he talked about this particular lady that he's currently with. And they talked about some arrangements they have when they first went to Colorado. And so, all I can tell you, guys and ladies, is that I was listening to this lady, and she was talking about how they arrange these relationships with the athletes, and they want a particular lady to be with a particular athlete. And I do agree with that, and we're going to get to those videos real soon. Because, see, when it comes to marketing, when it comes to a brand, they want specific type of women to be with specific type of men. And so when I look at this Travis Hunter situation, all in all, somebody put him on to her. She's older. It's kind of like LaMelo Ball dealing with old girl who's way older, twice his age. And so what you're starting to see is that the young men of today prefer women that were out there to teach them what it's like to be. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's just that most men in this day of time, whether it be my age group or younger, they prefer to go after a woman that somebody have. It's something about everybody is sharing the same woman. That's crazy, man. And that's been going on since my time, saying older than me, so the younger people are doing it. And just think about it. Just think about it. You have Travis Hunter dealing with a chick that's older than him, and she's been around many men, and he's glad to have her. And then you got other guys that do the same thing. They share the same chick, man. It's crazy, man. This bounce around stuff has been going on since the beginning of time. And so I'm not surprised. It's just that when it comes to sponsors, when it comes to people in certain places, they push this agenda. And what you don't realize is that they don't think so-called black men could pick the right person as their mate. They don't think the so-called black man could learn how to wiggle around ladies. And my cousin used to play for the Packers, and I had a conversation with him. I sent a super chat to Ringo, what I'm saying? Shout out to Ringo. I know he was busy, doing his thing. And in that super chat, I stated my cousin talked about how athletes must be with a certain woman in order to get sponsors and deals. They have to promote a certain image. And so he was talking about, yeah, man, I wanted to be with a specific woman, and they put me on to a certain lady. And if I wanted to get certain deals and certain opportunities, I had to go along and kind of make believe that we together. And so when I mentioned Travis Hunter, he was like, yeah, it's kind of like similar to me. And my cousin was good. He was good. He won a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? He played for the cornerback. Yeah. So you might know who I'm talking about. And so he was good. He was good. He was one of the best cornerbacks, in the NFL. Now Deion Sanders is the greatest of all time. He's up there with um, Revis and Cromartie, them type of guys. He played like them. Like he had his own style. And so he was like, yeah, man, a lot of athletes, they send certain IGs, certain women to them. And so the promoter or the IPC, he calls them, the intern, political correct sponsors will tell you, hey, this person fits for you. And she will have to put on an act to have people believe that this is real. Because a lot of people don't realize that some of these people are actors and actresses. Yeah, they could have a family at the same time. It's not about having children, it's more of to keep the people at bay. And so the average man don't stand a chance to get with a woman of these calibers that spin around certain men. You get what I'm saying? Like they would not ever stoop to that level. They will walk right by you. Unless you somebody of full potential that they see fit, that's when they come to you. Let me tell you guys something. When you start having mysterious ladies come to you out the blue, that's because you're about to get into something big. That's when they're gonna come and want to talk to you. That's when they're gonna come to, be in your ear because they've been told by certain men and certain important people to keep a watch on you. They believe that they seen Travis Hunter, since he was young. They watched him for a long time, and they needed to help him to get a woman because it's a cover. It's to cover. It doesn't look good to be successful, and this is what the sponsors, do. It doesn't look good to be successful, and you don't have somebody to be with. So they had to tell her, look, you have to play the game. We know you're not interested in him. We know he's not interested in you. He may not be your first choice. You may not be his first choice. We need to have somebody to be with him, so because it looks bad. You win a Heisman Trophy, and everybody got somebody. You ain't got nobody. Everybody that had a Heisman Trophy had somebody. Saying so. It's like he knows what he getting himself into. Don't think for 1 second he don't know what's going on. He has to play the contract. The contract is you be with her for about, like my cousin say, about 5 years. About 5 years they're gonna be together and then they're gonna split. Like he already have money for her on the side. So by people thinking that they don't know because they're not part of that world. But I was saying to him, like, it's like there's clause in contract. It's already signed. They have to play the role for a certain time because they need to make as much money off his name as possible. See, what happens is when you deal with corporate and these high elites, they need the people to talk. So the gatekeepers, the reason why the gatekeepers is talking is because they get paid to talk. They get paid. They're not going to talk about something unless they higher ups tell them to. So when you see Willie D and all them, all these nonsensical men and women talking, that's because they got paid some money to talk. You know what I'm saying? It's not about helping the common man or the common woman. You guys are not even important. You know what I'm saying? Because while you might buy tickets and clothes and nah, you're not important. What's important to them is that their agenda gets pushed and that you stay under a cloth and they continue to thrive off the names. You see what I'm saying? And Travis signed up for it. He signed up for it. Um, he got a podcast. I did my research. I'm not surprised. Uh, The numbers speak for itself. I'm not surprised they're getting numbers. So when he talked about he quit TikTok and all that, I said, I'm gonna give it time. I know he's on some internet. And so I have the information. I don't think no other YouTuber have the information. And that's because, I was surprised. I'm like, nah, this can't be real. And then as I waited and I looked at more information, I said, okay, yep, it is. It's his podcast. It has to be. And so uh, I think they told him you cannot leave social media. You know, you could let go of TikTok, scrub off all the stuff because people catching on. Um, Give it about 3 to 4 months, people will stop talking about you, and then we could go continue to get this contract. Because they're gonna be together about 4 to 5 years, y'all. So then I asked my cousin this question. I said, why do the so-called black men cannot be with a particular sister? They said because the income of having a sister is not going to bring as much money as you bring with another ethnicity. Being with another ethnicity opens more doors for you than being with your own. I was like, uh-huh. I said, interesting. So the reason why certain YouTubers are not talking about this is because they're dealing with that type of woman that Travis is dealing with. And so they don't want to talk about it because then they're going to be exposed. You know who the YouTubers are. Yet they will talk about the sisters all day without no issues. But when it comes to this situation, they quiet like a mouse. Um, I'm gonna tell y'all from experience, man. Like when you start getting serious money, like serious paper, these women come out of nowhere. They now all of a sudden you more attractive. You look like you got nah. They there to keep tabs on you to make sure you don't do what you gonna do. You know, these entities cannot be all over the place. They got other souls they need to collect. So they make sure that she's doing her part. So all of this is all an act and actresses. They're not really together. They just doing what is good for business. You know, I think Travis is really more into sisters and into Latino, not that type of Latino. Because if you think about it, when they sit together and they talk together, it's like a horse. It's not real, and they both playing a role. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people in the NFL, NBA, or R&B, hip hop. They all play the same game. They all in alignment to keep the people at the bottom. If you want to stay at the bottom, you cannot get to that step if they don't have a say so in your name. Like once they believe they have full control of your name, that's when they want to give you the money. The money they give you is small compared to what they're making off your name. So these sponsors is making a killer off of Travis Hunter. You know what I'm saying? In the NFL, whoever he goes to, because he might be the first round pick, man, he might get a serious contract. Yet the owners is going to make a lot of money off of him. And so what they're trying to do is get old girl to behave because she really messing up the sponsorship for him and for, you know, the people up there. So I think what's gonna happen is she's gonna have to go through some screening, and you're gonna see a whole different personality of her, and you're gonna think like, what the heck is going on? Because she said it in the video, she's not interested in him, and she had to retract that because she messing up her bag and messing up his bag. That's why you gotta be mindful of what you allow on the internet because everybody say the social media is undefeated. That's true. Uh, Yet they have a way of cleaning that up. I don't expect them to be together more than 5 years from now, and that's about that. All I can tell y'all is that to the young men out there, man, the only time a woman gonna check for you is when you start getting into some serious money. They're gonna start sending women to you. You gotta be mindful of that because it's like if she wasn't checking for you when you started getting into something, then why is she checking for you now? That's like a company calling me tomorrow saying I'm willing to give you $50 an hour to stay in New York. I will not stay in New York for no $50 an hour. Why? Because when I wanted to work for 30, 40, $50 an hour, you wasn't available. So now that you're available, that's not coming from the most high, that's coming from the devil. So you got to think about if you was not doing pretty good for yourself and the woman wasn't looking at you right then and there, why would you take her in once you become successful? It doesn't matter the culture at this point. It's just the point of that's how they know men will sidetrack themselves for that coochie, man. You know what I'm saying? That wop. And so it's unfortunate, man. He's going along. Listen, he knows that she's out there. He knows. It's just that he cannot say what he want to say because of the contract. There's a stipulation in that contract between him and her. He cannot break that contract. So while a lot of people is telling the truth, you got to look at it from the contract that he signed with the people and with her, and she signed. You can't break that contract. It's a 5-year contract. You know what I'm saying? You'd be surprised that some of these men, they be like, man, I didn't want to deal with this chick. They like, if you don't deal with this chick, you ain't getting no sponsorship. You gonna be poor, and you know, you're gonna be an afterthought. They have it to where they put you in a tight spot. You get what I'm saying? And so when he went to courtside seat with LeBron, Lakers, you cannot sit courtside Lakers, man. You gotta be. They definitely knew what they was doing when he sat courtside with Lakers. Yeah, he's in. That's in itself is big time. To go to a game and you get to sit courtside, then LeBron James, yeah, he's already they got him in. They got him through the door. So he went through the door. He went through the ritual door. You know, it's just not athletes. It's people on the internet, man, that's gatekeepers that try to keep your channel down. They go to YouTube. They go to these they get paid to keep you from telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? To the young men, all I can tell you, man, is it's very difficult to be dating out there, man. It's people my age too. It's very difficult to date, man, because everybody mostly have an ulterior motive. You gotta realize, man, it's a lot of ulterior motive out there, man. You could be with this person today, and within 10, 15 days, they going to somebody else, man. It's not a guarantee, man. It's not a guarantee that somebody really want to be with you for you. So you just gotta take it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta stick to it. Like, is this woman was sent to be with me? Yeah, it could be possible. You know what I'm saying? Really, really possible. And so, in due time, I will do a breakdown with the Travis Hunter thing, man. Right now, it's just too much on my mind. I've been on for about what, almost 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Yeah. So all I can tell y'all is that it's just crazy, man. How I found this in this, like, wow, man. It's right in front of my face. I'm like, wait a minute, this can't be his podcast. It is. He got a podcast on social media. Yep. And she was in one of the podcast show. I'm like, uh-oh. Yep. Dude is falling for the biggest trick, man. But I'm gonna definitely do that breakdown with what the lady said. Because she said that Travis was hooked up with her. A lot of athletes got to be with certain look women. They can't be with a sister. And if it's a sister, she got to be light skinned, super light skinned. And sponsors only tell athletes to be with super light skinned women or women of other ethnicities. That's light. That's who they really cover for the most part. The only reason why they allowed LeBron to be with Savannah, or certain athletes to be with a sister, because they look past certain women. I get it. It's very rare you're gonna see a sister get sponsored in that enlightenment. But yeah, 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 definitely, definitely, definitely. Unless it's a sister that's on some total recall. If she ain't on total recall, she can't get that because they're not gonna let a sister that's on point to be your helpmeet because that's gonna mess up their money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The more they got you, it's the more money they make. That's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Whoever his handlers is, his PR reps, for the most part, they were told to not tell him the truth because then they won't get paid. So, yep, I'm not surprised. He took this deal. This is his way of getting out of the situation. Is cause they're gonna pay you. They're gonna pay you some serious money, but you gotta be with a headache. Like most athletes and most entertainers, they gotta deal with a headache chick, man. And to be honest, a lot of men like headache chicks. A lot of dudes, for whatever reason, like a chick that's a headache. I talked about that a long time ago. It's very rare you see a man want a woman that is level headed. Nah, these guys love crazy out the wall chicks, man. So I don't feel sorry for him in that note because that's what he decided to, you know, bring in his place. And I can tell y'all from experience, man. I dealt with some headache chicks, man. It ain't worth it. It's not worth it. I'm telling you, it's not worth it, man. You think because you get it on with her, man, she just, yo, there's some women like that. They just want to get it on. That's it. They don't want you near them. They don't want you to be on their phone talking to them. They just want to get it on. That's it. There are women out there that's like that, man. Like, just give me some and shut the F up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking for no commitment. I just think they told her, look, we can't let you just go out there like that because we need this client to get our numbers up. And then when he gets into his fourth, fifth year, then we leave him to the trash can. That's what they're trying to do. And that's what he signed up for. So he better be saving because at the end of the day, man, with NFL, man, that's a real sport, man. And they gonna go at him. Oh, they going to go at him. Them men in that NFL, they're going to go at him. It's a whole different ball game than college football. They're going to go at him. And so she gotta be not on some BS. However, as Ringo stated, after 2 years, she's gonna be on some BS. He's right about that. About 2 years. I agree with him on that. Man, I tell y'all, man, this is some chill off the like. Stephen A say chill off the thing. But yep, breaking news, man. I did my research. I'm shocked. So what this tells me is that there's no way he was going to stay on social media that long. No, it's no way. It's too much money. He ain't streaming. He ain't on TikTok. He ain't on certain outlets. Yeah, best to believe he ain't off the internet, y'all. He is not off the internet. You know. Um, so tell me what y'all think. It's quiet in the chat, but I'm just like, yo, relationships 2024. Wow, man. I tell you, young guys, you guys my age, man, it's tough out there, man, to find a partner. It is tough. I know it's tough for y'all, man. Cause the way the dating pools out here, man, yeah, you best to be to yourself for the time being, man. And try to get yourself into that next step and find a woman that is doing her thing, man. Cause what's happening, man, it's a lot of what Matt Voodoo Man used to say, broken mo uno. There's a lot of broken mo uno chicks out here, man. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it, man. In the way this economy going, it's very difficult to be in a relationship because both parties has to be on the same page for the most part, you know, and for various reasons. Yeah. So he gonna be all right financially. It's just that he gonna have to play the part. He knows that it's gonna be a short time. They all know in the contract what's expected. Who's gonna be with who's sleeping with who. That's all in the contract, y'all. So when you start seeing breaking news, Travis Hunter is with another woman. I'm not surprised. That's part of the contract. Drama sells. Drama sells. Controversy sells. Everybody makes money. It is what it is. Well, some people make money. Some people don't make money. You might be lucky to make money because you could talk about the stuff and still don't get paid. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. I'm going to get on out of here. Peace.